Come on down to Hinch's. We're your neighborhood-friendly diner.
Do they have pie?
Yeah, man. Yeah, it's great. I had some last night.
Milkshakes?
Yeah, it's great. I had some last night, man.
Burgers?
Yeah, it's great. I had some last night, man. Hinch's, the happening hanging out spot. But I hear they have a zombie in their basement. Good evening, everyone. We're back. We're back on our
Stuff?
It's me, Dominic, and
Sarah.
And we're doing an episode. That's what we do.
That's it. Bye. We had the pleasure of watching I Was a Teenage Zombie.
Riding a bike.
Yeah.
We did. We watched I Was a Teenage Zombie from 1987.
Fun fact, the year I was born.
Yeah. It's been that many years in the making. Don't add it up. So, we're going to do our usual. We're going to read the plot. Mm-hmm. We're going to tell you what worked.
And what the what.
And then we're going to close it out with some grades, awards, or quotes, if any.
And fan theories.
Yeah.
As
and
always.
yeah, so get ready. Strap in. Get your...
Buckle up, bonehead.
A group of teens looking to score some weed unwittingly turn their drug dealer into a rampaging zombie.
And that's all I have to say about that.
Yeah, that's accurate.
Teenagers, yeah. Looking to score some marriage-a-hoobie.
Getting into all sorts of trouble.
I guess it's like they unwittingly... Well, I mean, it was... They didn't do it on purpose.
Well, true.
They tried to murder him on purpose.
That's true.
It's more complicated than that.
Self-defense? I don't know.
Sort of, I guess. I don't know. So that's the plot.
Yeah.
All right, so...
Let's get into what works.
Yeah, what works about this movie from 1987?
Let's see here.
Right at the top, the effects.
For sure.
You're going to have, like, comedy, horror. You're not always going to get good effects, but this one totally did.
Oh, yeah.
So we had the head turnaround gag.
Which, was really good.
Yeah.
And
the
chopping it off is another one.
Oh, yeah, and chopping heads off. Like, the practical effects of the era. Mm-hmm. If you're looking for that, you've come to the right place.
Yeah, look no further.
There you are!
Gags, for sure. I liked the head on the table gag.
Oh, yeah.
It's a
Just a classic,
Yeah, I like that.
I love that because... Whenever you see a head on a table, you know they're just under the table. But it gets me every time. I'm easily amused. But yeah, they do it in here, and it's hilarious. Oh, I forgot to mention the face ripping off.
Oh, yeah.
Which was so intricate because you had like the skeleton and then the muscle and the blood all underneath and like real looking teeth. Like, were those real teeth?
I don't know. A lot of attention to detail
right
on that.
into the show and tell us if those were real teeth or not.
For sure.
Good Lord. Are those real?
So they had funny bits.
Yeah.
We say this is comedy horror, and it, like, kind of starts out as, like, your typical 80s movie. Mm-hmm. Get your gang of friends. There's a dance that's going to be the climax of the movie. Mm-hmm. And then, it goes south when they murder someone.
It's not your average Pretty in Pink. Yeah. It's definitely not.
There has been a murder, and you are a suspect.
But they had those gags where the main character, Wake, I can't remember his first name.
Daniel.
Yeah.
W-A-K-E.
I'm like offended. I'm like, Daniel, duh. Duh.
Like, he's got the crush on the girl, so he's being awkward, and he's over by the jukebox. Like, that whole bit
cute.
is hilarious.
Yeah. He's like, can I borrow your salt?
Did they sit down at a dirty table? Did you notice that?
I don't know.
When they came in, there was stuff at the table.
Yeah.
Whatever. Come to Hinch's!
This poor old man. Trying to do his thing. The theme songs. Theme songs were really great.
Oh, yeah. The entire movie had a really rockin' soundtrack.
Yeah, I really appreciate that.
Oh, one other gag was the bathroom gag, where they're just all crowded around in like the one stall.
Isn't that how everyone goes to the bathroom? Wait, guys don't really do that? I thought that they did that.
Guys do that all the time. Like, movies get it wrong. It's the guys that do that, not the girls. And we do go in there to smoke bad marijuana next to a no smoking sign.
I hope you understand that secondhand smoke's a real killer.
Just funny gags.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, the acting is
Yeah.
really solid.
Definitely. Yeah. Everyone
Yeah.
was really strong, and I really
And they're
liked
all on the
characters.
same page.
Yeah, and they're all consistently the same character all throughout, which I think is
Yeah. Not,
something to
not
be.
as common with indie movies of this time.
Yeah.
Or present time. So
consistent characters. Really well done.
And I think that this movie might be the next big cult film.
This story, obviously, very
Oh, for sure.
awesome. Yeah,
Yeah, 'cause
no
it's
major
a-
plot holes. Like, really good, strong.
No, yeah. It's a strong, simple story. It gets done what it needs to get done.
It was entertaining.
Yeah. And for being as funny as it was, kind of ends on a tragic note.
Yeah.
Which I did not, yeah, it just kind of, very Frankenstein, Bride of Frankenstein, just like carries, or spoiler alert.
Also leaving
This
it up for possibly a second.
That's true. Yeah. We don't know if they washed down the river and
Yeah. I'd like to see a second.
Yeah.
You know,
It's the-
35 years
right,
later.
I mean, they're doing it with everything else. It's like, hey, it's X amount of years later. Let's do a sequel to this.
Yep.
I was a middle-aged zombie. Coming soon to a drive-in.
Midlife crisis.
He thought he'd be dead by now. But unfortunately, the rivers kept him alive.
I'm not dead.
Okay, this last what works straddles. This is going to dovetail into what the what. Okay, so believe it or not, ladies and gentlemen, folks at home, I Was a Teenage Zombie has Criterion status. If you do not know what Criterion is, look it up. I'm on the site right now. Give me 1 second.
2 hours later.
Okay. The Criterion Collection is dedicated to gathering the greatest films from around the world and pushing them that enhance blah blah blah, you get it. The point is that these movies are the best of the best, the cream of the crop, the creme de la creme, movies that they think everyone in the world needs to see, and these need to be preserved at all costs throughout the universe in perpetuity.
Yep.
Forever and ever and ever.
This is one of those movies.
Yeah, a copy of it would be on the moon. If we go to the moon, a copy of this will
Yes.
also go to the moon.
Yes, exactly. So, you might be surprised to learn that a movie called I Was a Teenage Zombie. I mean, we're talking Citizen Kane, Kurosawa films, I Was a Teenage Zombie. You won't
The
understand
trifecta.
it until you watch
the classic
it.
trifecta.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, this is you show this in film school.
Yeah, but honestly, kudos. Congratulations, because that's
Absolutely.
awesome. Everyone involved, that's amazing.
It really is. And I think it deserves it.
Oh, I agree.
It captures a certain zeitgeist that no other movie of that time did.
Yeah.
So, come at me, haters.
Don't really. We're very sensitive. So, what the what? I'm going to say I hate saying this one, but honestly 180 a few times.
Ah, yes. So many times. It's like,
It was fun to point it out, I guess.
I'm just going to teach a class. I'm
Yeah.
just going to start a master class for the 180.
Where are they and where are you is the camera.
Yes, that's it. Yeah, just do a supplemental class for eye lines.
Yeah.
That's all.
Yeah.
That's it.
It would have fixed
So,
it. Yep.
yeah.
No big deal.
Yeah, so the 180, it gets the 180 badge of honor.
Many do, honestly.
Yeah.
180, you stupid spaghetti slurping cretin. 180.
This is a quick one. I really liked the idea of like Cindy Faithful being like a failed Bond girl name.
And for short, she's Sin. Sin Faithful. So the gardener jumping around his yard.
Oh yeah,
As they're
does that
like,
guy
yeah.
know he's in this movie?
I kind of hope not. He's just like trying to do his thing in
Yeah,
his
he's
garden.
just doing yard
It's like,
work.
whatever.
Yeah, and he just keeps like teleporting to different sides depending on which angle we're at. Oh, so that whole so the characters, we know that in the plot, the characters go see their drug dealer, which is a big deal at the time.
Yeah.
Now, not so much, depending on what state you're in.
And now it's more like a pharmacy.
Yeah.
It's not really weird.
Yeah, because you no longer get the colorful characters dressed like Sonny Bono named Moon.
No, it's more lab coat.
Yeah. Still named Moon, though.
For sure.
Yeah. I just love the fact that the dude, again, like another great gag, is causing more of a ruckus
What was that ruckus?
about not causing a ruckus and drawing attention than the group is.
Keep it down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Could you describe the ruckus, sir?
Watch your tongue, young man. Watch it.
So who came up with the idea of letting teenagers have tabs for milkshakes?
I know. Put it on the tab.
Because no one pays this man.
Oh, yeah, the diner owner?
Yes.
Yeah, he just keeps letting them put it on a tab.
About your tab. We'll talk about it later.
Does he not know how tabs work? I mean, okay, so you were a bartender.
Yes.
You close the tab out before you leave.
At the end of the night, yeah.
Okay,
Before you leave, for sure. That's the standard.
Yeah, and these kids are coming in and out different days of the week.
No, they're not going to pay him back. No. And he'll still give them stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, you need to talk to him about his business model.
Yeah, and like the one time he asks him to do a couple of chores around to try to like balance the tab.
No, he bounces.
He just blows them off.
Yeah, it's like, well, he left and the counter's still dirty. It's like, yeah, all my milkshakes are gone.
I drink your milkshake.
The titular character, the teenage zombie of I Was a Teenage Zombie, doesn't show up until an hour in, specifically 59 minutes and 47 seconds. I mean, but it's a better title than, like, I was a middle-aged zombie drug pusher. So
True.
Yeah.
And it is kind of the story of how he became a teenage zombie.
Oh, so yeah, so it's like an origin story.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so.
Setting it up for a sequel.
Please. So this movie also taught me many things, but it also taught me that zombie sex is good until they break your legs.
Ew, David!
So this movie features Craig, last name, from Slime City fame.
Yay.
And in this movie, he plays like the smart character.
Yeah.
The Velma of the group. And he has this line later in the movie where he's like, I hate that I'm always right.
And unfortunately, I was correct as usual.
Something like that. I'm paraphrasing.
Yeah.
But yeah, he
saying he's
grumbles
always right.
Yeah. When in fact, the reason they're in the predicament they find themselves in is because he was wrong. He put his hand over the drug dealer's mouth when they first thought that he died after he slipped on the banana peel.
Right.
Another classic gag. But he's like, oh, he's not breathing. He must be dead. It's like, dude, you're the reason we're in this. Is that you thought he was dead.
Typical Velma.
And then you thought that like someone would see you walking away from the dead body, which was somehow worse than dragging the dead body away.
Yeah. Oh, man. So the size of their joint while they're sneaking one in the bathroom can only be described as super plus tampon. Like, that is the biggest joint I have ever seen. I don't even know. No
Maybe
wonder
that's what they used.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, right.
If you know, right into the show. That was huge.
It was a heavy flow day.
That guy there looks like a quarter pounder, man.
That's how they did it back in '87, man.
Things were different back then.
Also, not to keep picking on Craig, but there's like the one moment where the teenage zombie is the first time he comes back to life, and then we see Craig after him having come back to life. Mm-hmm. And Craig's wearing different glasses.
Oh my God.
I want to know what the story is.
Yeah.
Like, what happened that day?
It was just that brief clip of him seeing Dan at school as a zombie, and then they sneak him away, and then it's back to them. They had to have just forgotten it that day and just had to make
That's
do.
what I'm wondering. Or
they were close. They just were different.
Yeah, well, because the other ones were very specific frames.
Yeah, they were really
they
cool.
look cool. Yeah,
they were like kind of rectangular and connected in the middle.
Yeah, and the other ones were whatever. I'm just wondering, what is the story
what happened there?
Yeah.
What the hell happened here?
Before he becomes the teenage zombie, they need to pull off a heist.
Right.
Which I love. I kind of wish they went even more into like heisting movies weren't big at the time, so it's like it makes sense why they didn't do this. But they have to heist the body from the wake/funeral.
Yeah, they have to steal Dan's body.
Yeah. So they could dump it in the river and it can come back to life.
Mm-hmm.
But no one gives chase.
No one comes out. They're like, "Hey, where are you going?"
Yeah, which means like one of two things. One, they tied everybody in the church up so they couldn't follow them. Because, I mean, they have masks and stuff, so no one would recognize them.
They're pantyhose, and, like, the one has, like, a weird little, like
a bunny,
rabbit mask.
Mask.
I don't know.
Or two, no one was at his funeral or wake.
Oh, that's sad.
Like, even the diner guy who points out to them later, like, hey, did you hear somebody took...
Hey, did you boys hear the terrible news? Well, it seems a bunch of hoods broke into the church where Danny's funeral was being held and ran off with his body. Can you imagine that?
It's like, dude, you didn't go to his wake?
Aww. Yeah.
So I think it's that one.
Yeah.
Only because it's more sad.
Possibly. You did notice their clothes changed, though.
Oh, yeah. So then, they kidnap. They
rescue.
Yeah, his body from the wake. They get in the car. They drive to the pier, and they're all in different wardrobe.
Yeah,
meaning they had to have changed in the car. Why, though?
Like all of them, all four of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which means they had to do the thing where they're driving, but like they have to climb over each other's laps and stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I want to see that deleted scene.
Yeah.
I want to see that. Awards, grades.
Oh yeah. Let's move into that. So, I think this movie has one of the most iconic zombie looks.
Yes.
Like, I can't think of another time anybody's, done this type of zombie look. I almost don't want them to, but, you see the poster of this movie, you're like, I know what zombie that is from.
Yep.
Like, you see the blue skin and also the sentience. Like, I like the sentient zombie.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, it's not really done anymore.
No, you get more, mumbling, growling,
yeah.
just brain...
Yeah, everything's
hungry.
Too many attempts to be realistic. It's very cartoony.
Realistic.
Yeah,
Sorry,
I already used the good word. Yeah, realistic. Yeah, I already used the good word, but it's very iconic look.
Yeah, for sure. I agree.
Yeah,
gets the iconic zombie look award.
He's a zombie.
I have a quote. What are you, a macho-kist or something?
What are you, a macho-kist or something?
And honestly, with that mustache, dude probably gives one hell of a macho kiss. I swear, I heard macho kiss. What are you, a macho kiss or something? He was just gonna puck up and be like...
we didn't even touch on Mussolini's whole vibe. He is just this dude. He's the antagonist in the movie, the drug dealer who gets turned back to just real fast on Mussolini. One, that's his name.
Yep.
But he has a custom-made belt for his nickname, Moose.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where did that belt buckle go? Who has that now?
Yeah. I'm gonna find it online.
Yeah, and he knows that gangsters wear fedoras, but then he chooses a perforated one.
Yeah.
Just his whole
thing.
Yeah, and he's constantly talking, kind of like
schweet-harrt.
Yeah. Yeah.
Why don't you come and get it? Schweet-harrt.
He throws in gangster stuff, but then he adds syllables and dashes to words that don't need it.
Yeah, no. Yeah. But yet it's perfect at the same time.
Yeah.
Well done.
So which begs the question, is that a character choice or is that how this guy actually talked?
Yeah, that's a great question. I'm curious.
Right?
But which brings us into fan theories.
Ah, yes, the fan theories.
You go first. I like yours.
Okay, so here's my fan theory. In the movie, what's bringing them back to life is some kind of chemical spill from the plant that is leaking into the river, which means these kids can't be the only ones having hijinks as a result of this event. Which leads me to my fan theory, which is that there's another movie going on within this movie, Under the Water.
Ooh.
Under the river, there's a whole ecosystem of life. Basically what's happening is Finding Nemo meets Night of the Living Dead is going on under there. There are fish coming back to life, and the other fish are like, what's going on? They're freaking out, and they have no idea why this is happening. But yeah, so there's a Night of the Living Dead Finding Nemo situation going on.
I love it.
I want to watch that movie.
Same. So mine's less of a fan theory and more of a costume idea that I want to ask you about.
Okay.
So I'm thinking teenage Greg Lamberson and Mussolini.
Oh, it's a couple's costume?
It's a couple's costume.
Oh, for sure.
So I'm thinking...
Should we... You are...
I think I would be Mussolini, and you would definitely be a teenage Greg Lamberson.
Should I dye my hair?
Yeah, should I not shave my mustache?
Sold. So yeah, look for that.
Done.
Hey, aren't you the guy selling the weed? I laid up for the weed.
Now we usually don't have a questions section, but we had a few, so we're going to jump into that.
Okay, yeah. Real fast, lightning round questions. What's written on the back of the wife's photo?
Oh, yeah.
The diner owner It has a photo of his wife. He pulls it out. There's like a letter written on the back.
Yeah.
Never address it.
How many takes of Greg being tackled are there?
Yeah.
Where he just falls to the ground. How many of those takes
He's
exist?
always getting knocked down.
Yes.
Every time he's on screen, he gets knocked down.
Way to take a fall, Greg. Way to take a fall.
Okay, how come Marriage and Hoobie didn't catch on?
I don't know. I'm going to make it catch
Was that a regional thing?
Pass my marriage at Hoobie. The newspaper reward. I feel like you noticed that.
Oh, yeah. So the first time we were introduced to Dan, he's in the classroom. There's a kid next to him who's reading a newspaper.
Yeah.
And on the cover of the newspaper is something like the words like reward and then like a...
In red letters.
Yeah, in red letters.
Mm-hmm.
And it seemed like it was like a small hidden piece of the plot that was going to tie back in.
Maybe, yeah.
Or a reference to something else. Mm-hmm. And then they just never brought it up again.
It could have been like an actual newspaper, or like you said, like a...
I thought, yeah, like maybe it was going to be our introduction to Mussolini. Like,
yeah,
reward,
like, for this guy
drug dealer's out of...
Yeah, actually, yeah, that would have been cool. Maybe it was. I don't know. Yeah, let us know if you know.
Yeah.
And then lastly, our recommended viewing.
Recommended viewing. Anything by Gregory Lamberson.
Seriously, yeah. Go to Greg Lamberson's IMDb. There's never a shortage of what works when it comes to a Greg Lamberson production.
Yeah, you will not be disappointed.
Seriously.
All right, so
yeah.
Let's wrap it up. That was I Was a Teenage Zombie for the third act of a film movie.
Schweet-harrt.
Yeah, sweetheart. Goodbye, sweetheart.